What's up, my peoples? Okay, this is going to be my tutorial on how to make stages in KD. There's already a tutorial out there by Hayabusakun. It's a good one, but it's sort of like a half video, half tutorial sort of thing. Like, he's showing off some of his Double Dragon rip stages, and then in the middle of it, he gives some text on how to make a stage. Now, it's a decent tutorial. That's what I've used when I was learning how to make stages. And plus, I used his website as well. But some people might want something a little bit more in-depth, or something that like is in a step-by-step sort of process, like a visual. So that's what I'm going to do here for you guys who need a little bit more help or just want a little bit more instruction. So far, all the people I've talked to who play KD already know how to make a stage, but this is more for the new people who are just getting into it. So yeah, hopefully this will help you guys out. Now, generally, you only need one thing to make a stage, really, just MS Paint, and of course the game itself, good old KD itself. But yeah, MS Paint's all you need. Some people might think you might need something like Photoshop or some other powerful graphics editing software. No, good old MS Paint's all you need, because everything's going to be saved as a 256 color bitmap anyway. And you don't want to get confused trying to work with a whole bunch of different features when all you're trying to do is work off a bitmap and 8-bit graphics. So just use MS Paint. It's simple, to the point, and you won't get confused over what features to use. Now, with that said, let's get on with it. I'll try my best to make a stage in front of you, or at least simulate making a stage in front of you. Like I said, you only need MS Paint. Now, the easiest stages to make are nice, flat, short stages. I already have my background prepared here. And the backgrounds I have, if you go into Image and Attributes, you'll notice my width is set at 368 pixels and my height is at 176. This is because this is the default length of Stage 8. If you go into your stage folder of your KD game folder and click on Stage 8, I already have it opened here, so I'll show it to you. That's Stage 8, see? And if we go into Image and Attributes, it's the exact same dimensions, 368 by 176. It also is the easiest stage to learn how to work with because there's no extra objects. If you look in here, you don't just simply have the stages themselves, like the bitmaps. You also got the icons, which is this here. You see stage 11 selects, whatever. Anything that says select on there are the icons that you pick through in the game. But then you might notice you got DAT files, and then you got TXTs, which also say data. If you notice, there's some of them that got data that says stage 12 object, or stage whatever object. That's because they got animated icons in there. And we don't know how to work with those yet, unfortunately. It has something to do with the scripts of the game itself, the code of the game itself. And so far I haven't bumped into anyone who speaks English who knows how to work with that. So the easiest way to work with it is off of Stage 8, because there's no objects to mess with and you don't really got to worry about messing with the data files. All you got to do is just simply copy the Stage 8 data files and rename them. So right now you see I have 21 stages. If I want to make 22 stages, after I made my stage and named it Stage 22, I would just simply copy the Stage 8 data like this, Control whatever, and then rename it. And then the same thing. Just go here, copy that, double click over, and then rename it. See? That's all you got to do. Now, of course, I'll just keep that there because we're going to make ourselves a stage. Alright, running out of time, so let me try to speed through this. This is, like I said, this is Stage 8. This is what you'd work with. Now, if you want, you can change the colors. If you want to just simply do that to make your stage. Many people, of course, they'll just draw over this. So they'll draw a whole new floor, whole new wall, whole new background. Make sure to keep the dimensions the same, though. Note where the walls are. Note where the floor is. Note where the background is. Do not change that in reference to your own stages. Because if you do, the DAT files that you got over here, they correspond with this. Let's say you made this floor a little bit lower, like you made the foreground a little bit closer here, or you made it a little bit farther back. You're going to notice that your stage acts weird. Like, let's say you pull these walls further back. You're going to notice that people are crashing into invisible barriers. Or you might mess up with where you put this line, and you'll have people going further in the background, or they'll stop short before reaching the wall. So try to keep it matched with this, okay? Now, of course, you don't have to draw it all yourself. The easiest way to get it is to simply rip the background from another game. I usually use NES-topia. That's an emulator I use for the NES, and that's what I use for that purpose. And I got plenty of backgrounds here. Let's work off this one, okay? Just to show you my methods. So here, double click on that. We want to open it up with Paint, so that's what we'll do here. See? Bingo! We have it in Paint. Now we want to copy this. So what I'm going to do is click on that little square tool thingy and capture. Oops, kind of messed up there. We'll try it again. I wasn't too sure if I got the whole thing. Okay, get it right about there. Copy. Now, I had a blank one prepared here and I was going to draw on that, but actually this is a good time for me to show you just how to line up your stages. So we're actually going to paste it here, over it, and just save it as something different, okay? So we paste it, bam! I notice the color looks different now. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do it with this because, well, actually I'm going to use this to prove a point. You see where the floor is here? See where the wall is here? If I was going to paint it over that, note that I'm going to line it up, bam, like that. So now that means that if I do that, I'm going to have to draw something extra on top of there or stretch out the sky. Or I can pull this to make the wall there, and then that would work, see? But that's what I mean by making it all line up. But let's not work with those ugly colors. Let's use this blank one. So, paste, bam, there we go. Now we still got all this space to make up. So I'm going to just go into here. That works. I think that works. So we'll look at that, open it up in Paint. I'm running out of time. I know I only got about 3 minutes left, so bear me with people. I'm just trying to show you step by step what we do. Now I want this to match up, so I'm just going to go here, copy, boom. Get rid of you. We don't need you anymore. Your service isn't only required in the community. Paste, bam, and just drag it and match it. Of course you want it to match, you know. You don't want something that completely doesn't. There we go. I think that lines up just fine, I think. And boom, there we go. Slightly off, but not too bad. And I'm pretty sure you guys get the point, right? Of course we got that little bit of white there, but I'm trying to rush through this, so lines up. It's not perfect. Of course I'd make it a lot perfect if I was actually doing this. And of course we would, you know, erase these guys. Maybe we would add extra people in the background. Whatever you want to do to make it your stage. Now, after we're done with this, what we're going to do is you're going to save as. You're going to name your stage. Since I have 21 stages, I'm going to be naming it like 22 different stages. I'm going to name it number 22. Of course, you would go into there, go into your KD folder, go into stages, and we're going to name it something else. You know, stage 22. Note here, it says 24-bit bitmap. You don't want that. You want it at 256. Some people told me it works fine at 24-bit. It doesn't seem to work fine for me, so just simply save it as that. It's going to ask you if you want to continue, and say yes. You'll notice the color might be a little bit distorted, but it won't be too much so, and you can always go back and fix it the way you want it to fix it. It doesn't really bother me, to be honest with you. And then, boom, that's how it goes. Once you're done with that, you save it the way you want, you save your stage, you're done with it. Now you're going to need an icon, which we can get right here. Your icon has to be at 32 by 32. As you can see, I got it right there. Now, you can do your icon any way you want. You could just simply, like, let's say, you know, all right, I'm just going to go here, make a copy, bam, and then I'm going to paste it into this, or paste it in there and then shrink it down to 32. You could do that. Me, I like making it as close to the real game as possible with their icons. That's why I made this border the way I did. This little piece out here is 8 by 8. And then you got, you know, the border, and then I just draw a simple background like it looks in the game. That's the way I do it. And then when you save it, it has to be saved, again, as a 256-bit map. And you're going to want it to be in this format here. Stage, like in this case, stage 22. Stage 22 _ select. Make sure it's in caps. Okay? And then after that, remember these files that we copied here? Name them as your stage. So since this is 22, this would be 22. And of course, you'll get rid of copy of. You don't need that. And there you go. That's all it takes. And then just start your game, try it out, see if your stage works. So yeah, guys, that's all you need in how to make a stage. I hope this has been helpful to you guys. And if you have any questions, leave a few comments or PM me. I will not mind at all. So, catch you guys later, and good luck making a stage. Happy gaming.